Are we on? Can you hear me?
It's 17 minutes past the hour of 9, and you're still broadcasting live on Plus 89.9 FM. If you are doing the listening, please, it's raining out there. We're told quite a heavy downpour outside, so please be careful, especially when you're driving, and we know there'll be flooding around. Last week, Friday or so, when it rained heavily, there was heavy floods all over the city. I was around the Accra Mall area, Shashi, and it was terrible. Literally, cars had to just find their way through the through the floods around that area. But please just be mindful of yourself when you are driving or walking in town. Now let's move on with our conversation this morning. Before that, so from the Connect Smart Watch to Afro Shots, which actually sounds like heaven in your ears, to the Strom headsets that give you the choice of vibing to the best tunes, wired or wireless, I beg your pardon. They've got you. Now get the stylish Stud 100 Bluetooth speakers for your outdoor events. They bash real hard, trust me. Now Cora is here to meet your everyday vibe. Now the best part is it's got long-lasting battery and stylish enough to meet your fashion sense. You can carry it around. You look cool holding them. It's affordable, it's friendly for both Android and iOS. Cora wearables are your ticket to effortless tech and savvy living. Check us out at iPlay Cora. That's iPlay, IPALAY, and Cora is KORA.com. And let's get redefine your style one beat at a time. Cora is a vibe. The hashtag there is iPlay Cora. You can find more images on socials. Also, what if you could win 5,000 Ghana Cedis prize whilst helping build schools in Ghana, or win iPhones whilst helping renovate a local hospital? Well, you can, thanks to myeko.com. That's MAYEKOO.com. Now, it's a social impact crowdfunding platform that has teamed up with nonprofits to raise funds for essential projects to improve our communities. But here's what makes a difference with Myeko. So every time you support a Myeko project, you're automatically entered to win incredible prizes like cash prizes, phones, iPads, and many more. iPhones, to be specific. Now you'll be helping fund critical projects like restoring the Labadi Beach, building school, renovating maternity, NICU wards, you name them, establishing a mobile social service program, and many, many, many more. So go ahead and donate to the cause on the website. It's MAYEKOO.com and register. It is registered with the Ghana Lottery Authority as well. Myeko, empowering society to dream big. It's regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Also, today being Monday, all through the week except today being Monday is raining. Why would you want to go there? From Tuesday all the way to Sunday, you could spend your afternoons, your late afternoons into the evenings at Tunnel Lounge, okay? The place is ideal for all your wedding, reception parties, hangouts, corporate events, social events, you name them. Just dial 0551 556 444 or 0551 556 999. Go hang out, have some brunch, dinner. It's lovely. You love it, trust me. The food is, Shouts going out to Chef Hattie. And there's more to tell you as well. Now that it's raining, you want to get from one destination to another destination. You don't need to walk. Even if it's not too far away, use Yango. And for first-time users, when you download the app, use 3Music as a promo code and get 20% off your first 2 rides. It's only made possible by 3Music and Yango. It's only for first-time users of the app, okay? Also, Betway's got something golden for you this morning. Go for gold and bet risk-free on the new season with Betway. Using the golden booking code found on the website, you can bet some select matches and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get way more with Betway. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Betway, get way more. Don't forget, brush your teeth day and night using Pepsodent Cavity Fighter for the following reasons. Because if you eat, sometimes foods get trapped between your teeth. That will lead to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. So you need to brush your teeth morning and evening with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. It's fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients that will seal tiny and invincible holes in your teeth and prevent cavities and keeps your teeth strong and your mouth also very, very healthy. There's more money to be made, but I'll tell you how that happens on star 959 later on. Plus, how you can live a certain fashionable, trendy and expensive lifestyle, but affordable with Bank and Olufsen. I'll tell you more about that later on. But this morning, we are going to convene back at the Jubilee House again. Now, it was a big trend over the weekend, a big conversation over the weekend, plus a big activation and a demonstration over the weekend when a group called Occupy Ghana, right? Was it Occupy Ghana? Who organized it? I need to check it. We'll check it. Sorry, if it's not Occupy Ghana, I beg your pardon. I may have made a mistake. But pulled off a very interesting demonstration, calling out on governments to see to the needs of the hardships in the country. Well, for us, we're not looking at it from the political angle, but we're looking at it from the quarters of the creative arts. Now, of course, it did involve a lot of, celebrities who were present. It was a 3-day demonstration. However, from the second and the third day, we saw the involvement of the celebrities as well, who were called out by fans and following for them to amplify the demonstration using their platforms and their presence to speak on the hardships in the country, unless they were not going through, and that call was heeded. But let me say good morning to my brother Kwame Dati, who over the weekend also shared a very interesting, I was listening to his show on Joy FM as well, and also shared another interesting angle to this, and that will be part of our conversation this morning. Just want to bring that to light. And he was talking about the fact that, and I also saw Ola Michaels also made similar comments with regards to the creative arts sector and being able to mobilize ourselves to draw attention on the things that are crippling our space, if celebrities are able to wake up such and do that. However, it just brought about so many opinions to the matter, but we're going to look at it from that angle of, was it an entitlement? Was it did influencers come out in the numbers to support this cause as a result of fans calling them out? Was it are they going through same? We don't look at it because it was quite interesting. Now, on the second day, we found quite a number of celebrities who were present on that day. But let's show you some videos first of how the demonstration went with the influencers present and some social media posts coming out from, some of our great artists and movie actors and all who also had, expressed their thoughts with regards to what was happening. Let's check it out.
No, you let them use you. You let the government use you as a tool when you cannot even afford basic health care. You cannot afford it. If something happens to you today, you will get nothing from the government. You will get a surrogate and little amount to your family, and you'll be gone. You'll be gone. But you brutalize us. You arrest us. You treat us as sworn enemies. We are not after you. It is for you. You try. The terrorists. God will judge you. God will judge you. You will answer to God. You see people die every day. You will answer to God. When you take your parents to Kolebu and they can't get dialysis, you will answer.
Calm down, baby. Calm down. You're very angry.
I'm very angry.
What's your story?
I am very angry. I'm more angrier this morning. People are dying each day. The dialysis machine in Kolebu Gospel. Do you know the number of people who died? A 24-year-old boy died this morning. His father is a teacher. His father is a teacher. Gave over 30 years of his life to the service. Could not afford transplants. Could not afford dialysis. 400 cedis a week. What do you mean? Do you know how much taxes they check out every day? The cost of living. But you bring in flowers for your daughter's birthday. You bring a cake to celebrate 11. God will judge the government. God will judge Akufo-Addo. It will hurt him. It will be excruciating. It will be in pain. Somebody who built his career on protest. He built his career on protest. God will judge him. God will judge him. He will meet his end. He will meet his end. Making people suffer. Look at the Ghanaian youth. Look at every one of them using the police as a tool. Others arrested on Thursday, treated, beaten, and lied about.
At the
lied about it. Peters lied about it. Said they didn't beat anybody. What is wrong with protest? This country's independence was founded on protest. It was founded on protest. But I guess he doesn't know that because he thinks government owes him. Ghana owes him something. His birthright. You worked so hard to become the worst president ever. God will judge him. God will judge him.
Calm down. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Like a foul.
Hey, no. No.
Lances no, me Rasta no. Yes, Rasta be a crow fool. But the real team there here. Our here, GOP house. Our here. I say 10%. Me go to Tata no. Yes, then 10%. Itika kana menye dino 10% that's so. Occupy where? Yambra from CCR GH1 a post news. Elon Musk is a Japan. Ono crop for a bit yauka. GR share na taxes antis. Also made the tax a toso. Julong Kurono. Police met macho. Hey, why Rasta we get we won. Me obia, me peri. Me no cranda. False accusations. Yes. Police who harass and no harass so.
I don't like no yawa. Me see women pekasa. I work for my own. No, they grudge my Asake, I don't like no yawa.
So there you have excerpts from the demonstration that happened over the weekend, various days, as people also, expressed their frustrations on the current state of hardships within the country, skyrocketing prices, lack of, correct health services, and, so many things. We wouldn't go through all of them. But like we're saying, so you also saw Stone Boy in the shot there when he arrived, and the people were very excited. You saw Kelvin Boy in there. We've got visuals with Papi Kojo as well in there. Earlier on, that was on our trending live conversation. You saw all of that. Now, the creative arts, or persons within that space were all parts of the demonstration and used their platform. But the first thing I want to talk about is on day one, it was very hard to spot most of them. I think on the following day, I think you saw the way Sak was also very active on social. He's not in the country, is he? Yeah, I don't think he's in the country.
Sak wasn't active until he was called out.
Pardon me?
Sak wasn't active until he was called out,
and then he got active in the conversation.
And even
I saw Kessie as
he didn't even use the hashtag, so that was another pain point for some people.
Some people to talk about it. Yeah. But what do you guys think about the call out and the response? Let's look at it in both sides, positive, negative. The call out and the response. Day one, everybody was quiet. I mean, somebody would say, "But you're quiet." I had an event, my word, that's why I shake. That's why I say. But the hardship is hitting everyone, every single person, and it's something that you can't turn a blind eye to unless you're living under a rock. Prices are high. You try working with the foreign exchange. It's crazy. I mean, a dollar is about 11 or 12 cedis. The pound is hovering around 13, 14. It is crazy. And for the lady who was talking about the health services, it hits me hard because I do recall some time back when I engaged in a project with Kolebu Teaching Hospital trying to see if we could raise funds to get a dialysis machine in, because as of that time I think there were just about 4 dialysis machines only. I recall I was there. I went there to the department. I met this young boy who just wept bitterly and said that they've reached a point where the family is even giving up on him because, one, is expensive, to be on the dialysis machine. 2, there's not enough machines in the place. And then, sadly, may his soul rest in perfect peace. I met him we did a few media rounds to see if we could raise funds, and in the second week of our media rounds, he passed on, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. But I mean, a reflection of some of the things that people are going through. But let me not even get emotional on that. Let me bring it back to the call out, guys. What do you have to say about this? Cyril, let me start off with you.
I think you've said a lot with regards to go.
Something just hit me. I was going to ask.
Let it
So,
hit you.
you know, when you carry a certain level of influence, I don't want to say celebrity influence, be it on social or in real life, you have relationships on. Because we can't. This is clearly a non-political demonstration.
Yeah.
But of course, people are drawing all ties, all angles from various, into mixing it up. Whether you are going through it or not going through it, when you carry a certain level of influence, you are torn in between what to say and what not to say. How to act and what not to act, what to act on and what not to act on. Is that what was at play with Day One?
Yeah. With Day One, it was very difficult for a lot of the people who had influence to clearly identify the origins of the protest and those who were
that makes sense.
the initiators of the protest. Because as much as what was being protested was a universal message to all Ghanaians, like you rightly said, the perspective of which side you are on matters, whether you want to go and join these people to shout or you are going to wait for your people and join them to shout. So that wasn't clear on the first day to many people. And that angered a few of the, not a few, angered everybody. And the fact that we refer to some people as celebrities and some as protesters is where I see a big mistake, because we had influencers locked up. Chidera David was locked up. He's an influencer. He's worked for many big brands. He's celebrity enough. He has a massive following enough. We've interviewed him here as one of the leading content creators and digital influencers of our time. He's a celebrity. He was locked up on Day One. Chidera David. Bridget Otu is a celebrity. She was not even protesting. She was following up at the police station to see what was happening. Got in a scuffle with the police to the point where her dress was torn, blah, 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 all that. So there were a few key people who still made it out on Day One. What people got upset about mostly was the fact that they expected a certain amplification from their favorites. In the sense that when you do your songs and you have your music videos and your tours
You reach out
and
to
your
us
events,
to-
you don't care what we are going through. You do your posters, you price your tickets, you promote day, night, dawn, dusk. You make all the noise to get us to leave our comfort zones, put these hardships that we face aside,
And come support you.
and come support you. So if in return we are also fighting a cause, they don't think it's necessary for them to have to badger you before you move. But there was a clear differentiation between this particular protest and protests that have happened in the past. Specifically, the reference point that people were making was Doomsaw must stop, where most of the most vocal people, your Sarkodie's, your Yvonne Nelsons, your
John
Shatta
Dumelo,
Wallis, your John Dumelos,
DKB.
your Stone Boys, your DKB, your the actor, I've forgotten the name. The one that's always
David-
getting hit.
Prince
Prince,
Da-
thank
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Prince
David Osei.
or say, there was a time where they were vocal, and all of a sudden everything is on mute. So it stuck out like a sore thumb, and that's what got people lashing out. That okay, if it's our turn to promote something we are passionate about and are trying to make noise about, and you decided to be deaf to us, then we are going to boycott you and your brand. So that was the second attack that they launched on the celebrity. So you see, boycott this event, boycott that. That was also trending simultaneously while the protest hashtag was also trending. So fast forward, add that online brouhaha to the fact that people were actually arrested, lawyers had to jump in emergency, all the ladies were running around police station to police station getting names of those who were logged and trying to connect people with their families, and it was a big mess. That whole distress is what made day 2, even those who were on the fence were like, okay, now something is really happening. These guys went out on their own, tried to protest, and things went south. They are not giving up. They say they are going to go back day 2 and day 3. I must join. So to a point, yes, the pressure got most of your favorites to finally wake up. Which is unfortunate.
That it had to be so.
That it had to be so. Because if you require the audience, and the audience has to reach within this same strained income to patronize your goods and your services, and you don't even apply your voice, they will go and do the fighting. Use your hashtag to amplify the thing we are doing. If that one cry has turned into a problem, then of course it's a one-way relationship. We've seen it many times across the world where celebrities add their voices.
Even in that, do you feel that there was it didn't cut across various types of influences, but it was really heavily centered on musicians, or because they have been vocal?
It's because in the past, musicians have joined protests. Musicians have put protests
because this
in their songs.
This didn't happen to footballers, and I was expecting.
Also,
I was expecting.
right?
See,
the reason these people were also named is because initially on the first day there were some screenshots from Stoneboy, Kim Promise, Sarkodie, when Nigeria was going through the Sorosoke time, right? That October time, and SARS, right?
Yeah.
They came out to say something, right? So how is it that when it's happening,
to say a lot.
Yes, when it's happening in a country that's your country that you come from, you're unable to say something, but in someone's country you jump to it and you say whatever you want to say. So that was also a point of reference for some people where you were saying something, when it was someone's turn, something that didn't even affect you directly. Exactly. But then it's your country and then you have nothing to say. So also that was what kept pushing people to, say whatever they had to say. And then also to the extent that they had to threaten, their shows that they are going to have in December and
get
stuff.
them to act.
What'd you say?
Yes, in order to get them to act.
To get them to act. Yeah, because if you're not coming out for somebody, how do you expect that they come out for you? Like, the economy is bad in itself already. How do you expect them to get money in December and come and pay for your tickets and come for the show? Or you want the Nigerians to rather come? I don't understand. It really didn't make sense. Also, I saw a video of Shatawale. I don't know if it's a new video, which I commented. I think I showed it to you on Friday, where he was saying that Nanado should make it worse. They were on some tarmac here in medical. I don't know whether it was joking or... And even if it was a joke,
it's bad times.
Really, like, it's not the right time. Sometimes we should know when to, make a joke of things and when to be serious with it, because really, it didn't cut it for me. Because I think I commented on it. I showed it. I commented on it and I said, I mentioned him and I said, no, this is no, because in December, when the people can't come out, or maybe he's going to make it for free, maybe, because if not, then.
So
I want to answer your question.
Okay, about the
why music?
Yeah, why music?
You see, even in God's army, he doesn't have footballers. He has an army of angels who do what? Who sing. God's mightiest.
The quad day, then the third today.
Cyril has entered a different role.
Oh yeah, I will tell you. Even when they are marching to war, they take a drama. You understand? Music is spiritual. Music, that is why at the protest...
But then would that be fair? Because
it will be fair, because let me tell you why it will be fair. Because these same musicians tap into social commentary and the social despair to create content. It's because people are suffering that when you play a certain song, they can relate to it. We discussed here, Familia, Kinata, blah, blah, blah. If their songs reflection of the people's emotional state. And we all agree that yes, it's because people can relate to that. You've had all these celebrities do songs. Stoneboys, tell me where we're gonna run, go. We are, it is about the economy. So what is the point of making such a song? And then when it's time to use it, to live it out.
To live it out, yes.
You are not there. So that's why they come for musicians. Because the musicians that were mentioned at point A, B, C have consciously produced music to highlight the economic displeasure of their fan base. So the fans were simply turning the mirror back that you made a great hit song about how hard it is in Ghana, about how hard everybody is suffering. Okay, hit song. We downloaded, streamed, came to the show, we've jumped. But Charlie, right now the thing hard. We dey go. No be song time again. Yeah, show up for us. And then you're like, oh, I just made a song and my brand and then. So people feel it's a sense of hypocrisy. So that's why they descended on musicians. Footballers don't carry social relevance apart from their own individual outreach they do after they've amassed their wealth. Whether he scored free kick or penalty has nothing to do with the dollar rate. He's performing a skill at a time, right? It's like your mechanic. You don't care whether a mechanic is MPP, CPP, APP. Charlie, you fix the clutch, make her go.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Music and film are the only ones where people make content out of the social.
I mean, not to single out footballers, but don't you think that the football is a unifier? And from that angle as well, it could have.
The only reason why football is a unifier is because it's a distraction.
Sorry, why not?
The only reason why football is a unifier is because it's a distraction. Football is the equivalent of why the Romans built the Colosseums. The Colosseums were built to keep people away, distracted from the hardships and the realities of the Roman Empire and the looting and the corruption that was going on. So every time the people wanted to revolt, whichever Caesar was the emperor then would say, let the gladiators fight. And then everybody would go to the Colosseum and watch people bash their brains in, and they'll be distracted. They'll share some bread for everybody. They'll cheer, they'll have their haram, and then case closed. So sports has been a consistent distraction and a tool for manipulating people since. It's now that we've turned it into a business on its own. But the world comes to a standstill when it's World Cup. We forget about critical things. Remember COVID, when they said we shouldn't gather? Guess what? People gathered for the World Cup.
Yeah.
There was no other event that people gathered in those numbers from across the world. COVID was spread through travel. One person left point A to B to C. That's what spread COVID. But guess what? We opened up the world and let people travel north, south, east, west, simply for sports. Because there was so much tension that if they had said the World Cup is not going to happen, in addition to everything that was going on in the world, it's just an unnecessary build-up of further frustration. So Qatar put a big on the world, make everything talanku small. I bet you if Black Stars were playing any of these protest days, the protest would have fallen in water. Because some of the people who would have wanted to protest would have gone to watch ball. So football is a different thing. Music's job or any art form's job is to look at the society and reflect that in execution. Movies look at the society and reflect that. Music does the same thing. So for musicians, I don't think anybody was hard on any musician. If you sang it in your song, whether 10 years ago, 5 years ago, today it's happening. Choboy, campus. If you are pretending to be deaf, dumb, mute to it, they will come for you. And that's what we saw happening. And I don't think there's anything wrong, and I don't think the fans were unfair in any way. Because every single artist that was called out has, in a point in time, created content.
How does it dovetail into this fan entitlement, on the
For once I side with the fans.
No, it's not entitlement
for once I side with the fans.
These are people who are demanding something, right? I don't think it's entitlement. So if as a fan, I listen to your song. I've heard, again, we'll use the Rango as an example. And then I've been able to get to the point where the song has motivated me and put me in some mental space. And I've gone out to protest. Let me ask, and you are not there. I don't think it's entitlement.
Let me ask you this question. Now, this is one of the very controversial, hard ones that I have to ask. The artist is raking in some good amount of money. I mean, the ones that we are what you call it, we are calling them out. Okay, raking in some good amount of money. This protest is for it's clearly people voicing out. Not the whole country was there. A representation, a group voicing out what is happening, what they're experiencing. Maybe not everybody could make it. What if you're not going through it and you are fine?
No,
and you are being asked, I'm coming, and you are being asked to, as somebody in the creative space carrying all that influence, to come and support this thing, to show that you are also going through, you're not going through it. How do you how do you manage this fine line? Because I want to speak on the part of the person who's not going through it.
How have you made that money in the first place as an artist?
Wait,
hold on. People pay and come to your shows, right? People listen to your music, which accumulates in one way or the other to cash on the DSPs on YouTube. People show up for your events. That's money being paid. All of that. You can't tell me that artists just make money from what do they make money from?
You didn't hear my question.
Wait, hold. I'm coming to that. No, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So if the people are demanding something and you are not going through it, you should think that you are probably not going through whatever you are going through. You are economically sound because these people that are demanding you to come out have supported your music in one way or the other. These people have streamed your music. These people have attended your event. These people have been to maybe your ticketed event or something. So if they're demanding that you come out because they are not economically sound, but you are economically sound, it goes around. Like, these people have put money in your pocket. And so thankfully you are okay, right? And so if they are calling you out, whether you are going through it or not, it's fine. You can still come out and protest because if you look at it, right, one way or the other, they have put money in your pocket, and it's because of them that you can say you're economically sound. So why not just come out? It doesn't matter. We don't even know people's bank accounts. People who even came out to protest, for all you know, they have money more than these artists we are referring to. Yeah, but they still came out to protest because maybe something, in a different sector is not working for them. It's not even financial at all. Cyril is an example. He has so much money, but he went to protest.
She's joking.
Do you understand? He went to protest. So you can't say that because you are economically sound, unless there's another reason. Maybe you are not well, you are afraid of the outcome of the protest, you are just staying back, you are doing it
Talking
online.
about
Some people
that,
didn't come out at all. They didn't say anything on social media.
Talking about that,
Nothing.
let me just also send my heart to our brother Rob, photography. I know he's been unwell, and I hope he's getting better now. Rob, I'll check up on you again. I know I chanced upon a call with you, and you mentioned you're not feeling too well. I'm very sure you'll have been giving us some lovely images on there. Okay, guys, so let's take it to the bit where now some patriots of the industry are also now calling out the same celebrities, and especially the musicians. Sorry, the heat is on them though. About the musicians not being able to come together such to look at the concerns of their industry, where how to activate the LI that was put out, the whole royalty system, what can be done, what's organized chaos, if you understand what I mean by organized chaos. I hope you get me what I mean by organized chaos.
Yeah.
Organized chaos. So yes, same organized chaos to draw the attention of the persons at the helm of affairs of the creative arts sector to be able to stabilize some of these things. What do you guys make of this? Ola Michaels mentioned this as well. I heard comment that's also saying similar as well, that if we can champion something like this, why aren't the same artists also being able to champion what is killing them hard? I don't know if you have anything to say around that. I'd like to hear your opinions on this matter.
Ola Michaels an actor?
No. Is he an actor? Well, I know he's in some movies. Well, did Ola act? Yeah, I know.
No, I don't know him from that.
Well, I think he's a film producer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's a digression. I think it's a statement that was unfortunate, and it's a big digression from the issue. The fact that somebody's fighting for something doesn't mean I cannot support Jeff Oli.
No, not in that context. I'm just saying that from what they said.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Okay, all right. Sure.
I saw the video. It's a video from UTV, from Miss G show. Yeah, the video was basically, why are you wasting your time with this? And why are celebrities wasting their time with this, and entertainers, why musicians wasting their time with this instead of going to fight for their own cause? And I think it's a digression, because the fact that somebody's fighting for A doesn't mean they can't fight for B. And the same music industry you are talking about depends on the consumer base. And if you fix your music industry to perfection and your consumer base cannot contribute or consume the product you are given, you've done nothing. It's like selling a shiny thing that nobody can buy. So your fan base is your primary market, and that should be your primary focus. Yes, we need to fight for our royalties. We need to fight for our production quality. We need to fight for legislature and policy around protecting our music works and our film works and all that. 100%. But those are fights that don't need protest. Those are fights that are policy fights that needs more educated and more versatile music professionals, the likes of Baba Sadiq, who need to work their way into the political sphere, into the parliament sphere, so that they can bring about the policies that say that the NCA must compel A, B, C, D to do this, that, this, that. That Gamro has a quota to do this. If it fails to do this, this is the consequence. Musical has a quota to do this. If it fails, this is the consequence. Not everything needs a protest. So for me, it was comparing apples and oranges. What people were fighting about is the fact that Kosiani Meko is now 3 cedis for one, which is a big problem. The dollar rate is dancing palungo. The fuel prices are skyrocketing. Your cost of medication. Listen, I for people who sit and just pass comments and try to get sound bites, I hate it. I was doing a documentary at the Burns ward in Kolebu when a little boy who had burns all over himself, he was wrapped up like a mummy, had a problem breathing. So they rushed the oxygen tank to the bedside. And then, the mask they put on the face, it was too big. So it was an adult size. So he wasn't getting the concentration enough to focus on his nose. They were now running helter-skelter looking for the children's size of the thing. Before my eyes, I have it on film. I have it in my Dropbox today. If it wasn't somebody's private, whatever, mishap, I would have put it on live TV for everybody to see. The boy died in front of us, in front of me and my crew of 4, me, Bonaventure. The guy died. The kid died, right? Because of negligence, because there was a lack of a critical thing that they needed to save lives. His mother held him while he was struggling for air and died in front of me, less than 2 meters in front of me. So if you think maybe Cyril is a musician, so he's not fighting for Gamro, what is he doing at the protest? He's wasting time. Then you've missed the point. Because I can relate to the humanity of the situation first and foremost. Because that boy could have been a fan.
Yeah.
His mom could have been a fan. But if they are in distress, if they are losing lives, losing revenue, losing their well-being due to negligible factors like this, music comes secondary. Music absolutely comes secondary. And what happens now is the need for a unified voice. We politicize everything. And him saying this is the equivalent of somebody saying, but NDC did this, but NPP did this. That's all we do in this country. So we never address the wound, right? You get cut on your left hand, and you're like, oh, it's paining me. And then the first person you reach out to is like, but you cut your right hand last year. So I'm not bleeding.
But someone cut somebody else 3 days ago.
It's absolute nonsense. We do that with everything. And I'm not talking about the gentleman, Ola Michaels. I'm talking in general, because he was not the only one making such utterances. It's sad that we find a way to trivialize critical issues. Why were people out in the rain, squabbling with police 3 days non-stop? Why? None of those people were mad. Why? Because things have gotten out of hand. So whether you're a musician, an actor, a dancer, it covers everybody, because you buy ECG.
You are feeling it one way or the other. That's
the people who make these comments are feeling, maybe because they are feeling it more than the people who are on the touchline there.
Because you have so many mouths to feed as well. You, the musician, you have so many mouths to feed. If maybe last year you were feeding your 10 people in your family at 1,000 cedis. Now that 1,000 cedis will become 4,000 cedis, will become 5,000 cedis, which is also taken from your earnings or the money that you think you've accumulated. It's taken from it one way or the other. Everything is peaking. Prices of everything.
I have a video I want us to watch
rising.
before we wrap it up.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's about health. It's about insurance, and it's about the unforeseen cost or the hidden costs that burden the people who are most in need of healthcare. And you would think they would bring about health professionals, doctors, nurses, statisticians, or politicians to convey this message, but they didn't. They brought out our favorites. Let's watch the video.
Of culture and society.
That includes stories of struggle
and pain,
social injustice, racial inequality, the marginalization of communities. Today,
we confront a healthcare system that has been rigged against all of us.
Hospitals force patients to sign contracts for services
without ever showing us actual prices,
stifling competition,
overcharging without accountability.
And if we can't pay, these same contracts
allow them to take everything we own,
creating so much fear that millions and millions of Americans refuse to enter a hospital,
putting our health and our lives at stake.
This is an American humanitarian crisis.
We love our nurses,
and we need our doctors.
But hospitals and insurers rigging a system to make profits off of people that's in struggle is unforgivable.
We demand prices
and transparency in healthcare. How?
And that's a video that says power to the patients. And this is an organization that's speaking up about how insurance companies, one way or the other, make things a bit unbearable for the average patient or the average person in need of health care. And they understood the power of brand, the power of influence. These are some of our favorite rappers, musicians: Method Man, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, Rick Ross, French Montana. These people have not. Which one of them went to medical school?
Yeah.
Which one of them went to insurers? Which one of them are bankers or policy makers or politicians? But because they understand that these people have that reach and they have spoken about the well-being of the people in their music so many times that they are representative of the people. So they put them front and center. And for everybody who was calling out a celebrity over the weekend, this is why they did it. Not because they want to attack you, not because of political affiliation, but because they wanted to use the leverage that you have garnered, the leverage that you have grown over the years to actually tell a positive story. I mean, I don't want to go on and get over emotional about this. I mean, I was there. I've seen it. I know what people were talking about. And some of the rants that are going on social media are just crap. And it's disappointing to see certain people being the ones leading such nonsense.
Well, we'll be wrapping it up. But Olele just going here. It's been a long weekend for him. I don't know if you want to just wrap it up for us before we just get out of here. Real quickly before we go.
I've heard what you guys have been saying. I was listening to the conversation on radio, and I think Lenny was spot on with the whole musician-fan relationship. Look, Jay, what's Cyril and I witnessed the last 3 days? Listen, I say it confidently. Don't listen to any politician who is saying that everything is fine. Everything is not. Because this demonstration was arguably, I dare say so, one of the youngest demonstrations in the history of this country. I stand to be corrected. And the people that were there were not people who were, not well-to-do, or maybe they were not intelligent, or were not, educated. Or these are people who have businesses, young business owners, young professionals, doctors, creatives, lawyers, musicians, rappers. Just name it. Any profession you could probably think about represented in their numbers, the last 3 days. So we have a serious issue, and until you're on the ground, you wouldn't know, what's happening, what's going on with the lives of other people. I think we also understand that things don't just happen on the bounce, and so I think it's just about the amplification of the fact that, look, we know you guys are enjoying yourselves in your offices, in your ACs, in your V8s. But these are pertinent issues. The motorway is still the way it is. Kolebu is still looking like a death trap. It's just a casualty away from fall or breaking down. You get what I'm saying? I saw a video of doctors using their machine in a water bottle I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all to subject, the next generation to this kind of turmoil and this kind of, challenge. Now, the argument here is, before the party we are talking about, the ruling party, came to power, these were things that were problems or challenges in that time, right? And they were given the opportunity to come in to fix it. The 7 years on, and that hasn't been done. That's why the youth of this country decided to go out there to protest. I don't think it's under any political influence whatsoever, be it NPP, NDC, PNC. Everybody is feeling the heat. And I tell you for a fact that even some of the security personnel that are represented there, told some of us in confidence that what we were doing was in the right direction, because they are equally feeling the heat, but they can't speak up to it.
I spoke to 3 people who said that. Three people who were in SWAT gear.
Yeah. They whispered into us, actually, you guys should compose yourself, but regardless, what you guys are doing is in the right direction, because they are all feeling the heat. And of course, the very popular phrase that anybody will not want to immediately forget is order from above. We know the order from above to put protesters and young people in, and detained in detention. But we don't have an order from above to fix the motorway right away. We don't have an order from above to make sure that Kolebu is looking in great shape, to make sure that emergencies that are put there would reduce the fatalities we see every year. We as citizens, regardless of whether you are an MPP or NDC, we are first of all a Ghanaian citizen. We put people into power. We put leaders who tell us that they could get the job done. We put them there to get the job done. And when we call them out, it's now what? Brofosem and what? Gymnastics. So what happens? So if you are killing your citizens, who's going to vote for you the next time? Which generation is going to stand up and vote for you if you are killing them? Or because it's not directly affecting them, they don't feel the heat? Like Lenny was saying, the fan who would actually remove his money from his wallet to go and see the artist show is feeling the heat. So if the fan goes out to say, look, I'm tired, whether he's a creative or not, the things that we are buying for 1 CD is now 3 CD, 4 CDs, 5 CDs. And today, if your show is going for 150 CDs, I could afford it last week, but today I can't afford it. Do you think you'll be ready to fill the O2 Arena? O2 Your fan cannot even pay to come and fill the auditorium at Grand Arena. You think you will have the money to fly?
Well,
the stadium that they are fighting over. Do you think that with the economic challenges, they are going to get money to come and pay and be in the stadium?
Well, there's also demonstration in my ears. So our time is up. But of course, the hashtag is still at #1 on X. You can go and check it out. More details on there. We'll definitely see if we can extend the conversation tomorrow and bring some more highlights. If you do follow Oli's thread on X, you'd definitely get up to the minute updates on what's happening.
I want to borrow just 2 minutes to say a big thank you. Just 2 minutes. I went there to report the situation, but it ended up being more than that. And that was due to the benevolence of kind-hearted people who saw the need to join me to give food, water, drinks, snacks, in addition to other volunteer groups who helped in assisting the protesters on the field. We went there to just do our job, but we saw the need to give food, water, because some of them stood in the rain, some of them were coming from far and near, and I just want to say a big thank you to everybody.
Order from above to end the show.
But the order, I'm the order here.
There's order from above. And thanks. So like I said, follow more of the conversation on socials. Time is up. We have to go and have an amazing start of a week, rather a rainy one. And don't forget that *959 hash can also be a life changer for you if you play any of the games on 590 mobile. That they say Edda Wunsem games all through the week from Monday to Friday as well. And you can live that life you want with Bang & Olufsen. Find their showroom in Atlantic Towers ground floor, where you find Drew-worthy electronic gadgets ranging from home theater speakers, headphones, TV sets, and soundbar products. Bang & Olufsen like no one else. It's Jay, Olele, Cyril, Lenny, and we are out.